the year. Considerations for event of the year were UFC London, where they had almost an all European sweep. You had Patty Pimblett going and making the crowd go crazy. You had Molly McCann with the spinning back elbow. Crazy, crazy event. The crowd cheering for Aspinall nonstop. You get the European crowd, and that was great to hear, that kind of fandom in the UFC. And you also had UFC Austin, all finishes. But what takes the cake, and maybe it's a little recency bias, but we did get 11 finishes here, and that's in UFC 281, and we got 2 title changes. The main events were Poirier Chandler, we got Esparza and Weili Zhang, and then we got Adesanya and Pereira. Guys, what did you think of UFC 281? Was that event of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that you mentioned was in the running as Texas guys. And I know that I was pissed that I didn't go to that UFC Austin card because it ended up being the same 10, 11 finishes. I think it was one of those cards where Dana said, hey, everybody on tonight's getting a bonus, or he gave, a whole bunch of bonuses instead of just a performance of the night, fight of the night, typical stuff. So this card also, I mean, it delivered a bunch of knockouts. We saw titles changing hands, both in the Adesanya fight and in the Esparza and Weili fight. And then you had arguably one of the fights of the year also with Chandler and Poirier, where in the first round of that fight, it looked like Poirier was done. Then it looked like Chandler was done in the second. And in the third, both guys were about done until Poirier finally got him out of there. So this card definitely delivered. It was one of those pay-per-views that Dana wanted to stack at the end of the year, kind of to, send the UFC off with a bang for 2022. And it definitely did deliver. So rightfully so. I mean, event of the year.
11 fight finishes in this card, Roland. What do you think?
Excuse me, event of the year for me for sure. And there's 2 sides of these events. Like you hear all the time, oh my God, such a stacked card. And then the fights end up being snoozers. Like there's some snoozers in there.
Yes.
Somebody gets, disappointed. Somebody gets hurt. Like we see, like everyone was super excited for Conor McGregor versus Poirier, but everybody walked away disappointed because McGregor broke his ankle. So the pay-per-view cards, is so easy for these cards to get hyped up, and you see the names on the card, and you get the anticipation building, but very rarely in my eyes does it really deliver. And 282 or 281, excuse me, I was looking at 2022. 281 delivered in every sense of the word.